Welcome back to Reconfiguring Reality. I'm the Jericho.
I'm Laura.
I'm Chesh.
And I'm Jesse.
Today we're going to be discussing two topics: the misunderstood lyrics in songs and misunderstood song meanings.
So, before we begin discussing the actual songs, we do want to mention that we are not claiming any of these sound clips as our own. Um, what else do we want to say?
We
We're
don't
not
own the
claiming any
rights. We
clips. Yep,
We
we
love
don't
you,
own the
artists. Please don't sue
rights.
us.
we don't.
Everything that we discuss can be linked down in the description below if you want to check it out.
You should totally check it out.
Um,
So we're borrowing other people's
yeah,
works. We're just borrowing it.
We're
well, we're
We're
not
sampling.
giving it back.
borrowing it. We're just more
we're
using it so you can
discussing
see what we're
it.
We're providing an,
talking
we're
about.
providing an homage.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a Jody in the military, right? I'm not taking your wife. You're still married. I just, used her while you were
Ah!
gone.
Okay.
Just a little.
So
You don't
this
know how many times that happened. Anyways, not with me.
He's over there like, oh, I know Jody.
Okay, anyways, back on topic, guys. Back on topic.
We're
so
so keeping this.
oh my goodness. So this topic was given to us from, I believe, my daughter suggested something along these lines, and it made me think of, before we even got into the songs, it made me think of phrases that people missay, like I know I say old timers when it's actually Alzheimer's disease.
But that's because we can't pronounce it. I even call it old timers because
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, old timers.
Right, and my grandparents or my grandmother and
Or
my great aunt were always good with don't run with scissors or you'll become decaffeinated instead of
decapitated.
yes. And
Or how I found out a couple weeks ago that it's lukewarm, not
Oh my god.
nuke-warm.
yeah, not lukewarm, right?
Wait, you thought it
We
was
need to have a
nuke warm?
conversation about that, I
Okay,
guess.
so I figured out why I thought this.
Oh,
So
please,
growing
please
up,
tell us.
my dad would say go nuke it in the microwave,
Uh-huh.
and so he's like it's nuke warm because you're nuking it in the microwave.
Ah,
Yeah, you're not
okay.
nuking it. It has nothing to do with nuclear energy.
Another one that my grandmother used to say was, if it was a sign of something evil to come, it was a bad omelet, when she totally meant a bad omen.
I feel like
Bad omelet.
your grandmother had Alzheimer's disease.
My grandmother did not actually, but this is some of the stuff that would come out of her mouth, and it was the same grandmother as the decaffeinated.
I think it also depends on like where you're from, how you're raised, and stuff like that too. Sometimes it just goes from one generation to another. Now I need to teach my children it's lukewarm, not nukewarm.
Right. And I know a lot of people, like, when you are at your, like, the end of the rope and you just have no more fucks to give, you could not care less. A lot of people say that I could care less instead of could not care less.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting little misword thing there as well. And I know I am guilty for calling the microwave the dishwasher and the dishwasher the oven or the refrigerator, and I mix words up all the time. I actually have a D&D character that is a muse. What is she's not a muse. What is she, Jericho? She's a
A bard.
a bard, and she sings like really well known songs, but she gets the lyrics wrong, or she'll say a sentence and mix up the order of the words.
I like that.
Yeah,
'Cause I do that all the time.
yeah, but it's really hard to do when you're actually trying to do it.
I bet.
Well, at least with you, I understand why you mix up words sometimes. It's because in your mind, the definition of the word is the same, even if it's not.
Right.
So, like for example, you mixed up muse with bard.
Yeah.
Technically, they have nothing to do with each other. However, you're in the context of D&D. Bard's main ability that most people know for is bardic inspiration,
Which is
which
a
is to
muse.
inspire.
Yeah.
No, that's what muses do, right? So, like in your mind, the two things are synonymous.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from because I do the same thing.
Yeah. So craziness. Okay, but let's focus on songs now. You said that you had one song meaning that you got from your research, right, Jess?
Well, no, it's something I've known since listening to the band is Green Day's Time of Your Life. Everybody uses it as like either a prom song or a wedding song or like they send it to their significant other and I'm like, you guys realize it's literally him telling his ex to pretty much go fuck yourself. I hope you have the time of your life without me.
Nice.
And I find it hilarious because he wrote it after him and his girlfriend broke up, and it just took off, and everybody assumes it's a love song when it's pretty much a breakup, go fuck yourself song.
There's actually quite a few quote unquote love songs that were not written to mean anything about a love story. Like James Blunt's You're Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Do you know the
Wait,
song?
that's not a love song?
No. It's not a love song.
Oh.
So, You're Beautiful was actually a story about a man severely high on drugs following a woman around a train station who's with another, like with her significant other. He is just following her around, telling her how beautiful she is and everything, and in agony because he'll never be with her, and
So he's a stalker.
kind of, yeah. It's dude high on drugs, reveling, reveling in the beauty of a stranger who is with another man following through a train station. And I think if you watch the video at the end, you can see the main character like taking off his shoes and putting stuff like all of his belongings in his shoes, and he unalives himself at the end of the
Oh,
video.
damn.
That's how high this guy is. Yeah. So
Oh, that's dark now.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
yeah, I don't know what drug it was, but
Wow, that makes that song have such a different meaning for me now.
yeah.
I'm gonna start singing that to you
Well,
now,
a lot of
Jesse.
people like to read into things and just, they take on these various ideas of what things are. Look at like ICP, for example, right?
Hey.
You have all these juggalos and people, and they thought it's all about killing and slashing and fuck the man and all this stuff, and all of it's Christian music and about the evils of the world. And all the supposed hardcore fans never had any clue that they were huge Christians.
And then you have people like me that when you find out it was all Christian, you're like, you just yell and be like, oh, I've been bamboozled because I didn't pay attention enough.
What
Yeah.
band is this?
Insane Clown Posse.
You have no idea who that is.
Oh yeah, I have a friend from high school that's a huge, huge fan.
I
They're-
grew out of it.
Do I know any of their songs?
No.
Probably
Well,
not. Maybe not.
Would
no.
I? Can we
The big
list
thing that they were known for is
songs?
their songs are not rap songs. They're like a mix between rock and kind of rap pop, a little bit of reggae in there now and then. But basically,
Yeah.
they talk about the horrors of the world. So a lot of their songs revolve around things like children being abused and what they would do if they ever caught the abuser. Like they would tear his
Or
arms off, kick his ass, or
or
choke
there's
him,
like Piggy Pie, which is like the brutality of police and they make fun of cops. But then they do have the songs where it's like oh god, now I have that one stuck in my
bugs
head.
on my nuts.
Well, there's the Nedden game. Like
Yep.
it's a varied, but it's one of those things where they have the persona of they're these big evil people when they're actually really not.
Yeah, they call themselves the Wicked Clowns, and they just like have clown makeup on, and then they all worship the Dark Carnival. But the Dark Carnival's like hell, but it's kind of like the nice version of hell, where hell's not an antithesis of heaven, but more a prison or an eternal punishment for the fact of the choices you made, not because it's like the devil's down there just brooding on mad about stuff.
Yeah, so how they revealed to their fans that they believe in God and everything is that so they had their first set of music was their first like CDs were oh my god, I can't even think of the name of them.
Oh, the
They were
Great
like
Malenko and all that stuff.
there's Great Malenko, there's
There's
the
the Jekyll Brothers. There's
yes. So they had so many CDs, and at the last
Joker's
one,
Cards.
yeah, on the very last song of like the last CD, they reveal that they're big Christians.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing another set too. I don't know what it's about, but I know that's their next series of
Yeah,
albums with
I
some
don't
other
listen
band.
to them anymore. I grew out of it because the reason why I felt comfortable was because it was like a little family, but it's also one of those things where I just grew the fuck up.
Okay, so there's another song that we need to touch base on, and it's "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins.
Oh, that one's so sad.
Yeah, what is the story that you've heard about this song?
I think my dad told me about it. It had something about like some guy committed suicide and he saw him do it. Like he saw a guy jump off a bridge or something like that.
Okay.
That or I don't remember the exact story. All I know is when I was singing it, my dad said it's a really sad song, and I think he said Phil Collins saw someone commit suicide and then he wrote this song. I'm not 100% sure.
Another story revolving it is that Phil Collins witnessed a murder and invited the murderer to a concert where he sang the song directly to the murderer.
On a lighter note, you sickos. God.
What?
Um,
Phil
On a
Collins
lighter note,
Phil
kill
Collins
people.
actually said that neither of those are true.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Phil
It's
Collins just
just
does Phil Collins.
Phil Collins says that that song is actually about his divorce.
oh, see that still makes it sad.
Right, but it's not about unaliving people.
So,
I
uh,
mean, potato.
how about Meatloaf? And I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. And people not understanding for decades that he did tell you the thing that he wouldn't do.
I'm not a Meatloaf fan, so
So the basically, if you listen to part of it, he keeps shouting as the chorus, "I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that." But he doesn't necessarily, in the same breath, recite what the thing is that he won't do. Different lyrics in the song are what he won't do. Like he won't give her up, he won't quit,
Oh.
he won't do all this other stuff. And but because there's this big break that in between the way he sings it, everyone just assumes he never answers, and it's been like this gigantic mystery. And he just didn't bother to correct anyone for
okay,
years. He's come
okay.
out and several times and said, "No, like this, literally, the song tells you all the things I won't do."
Special guest Max is with us. If you hear him growling, he's trying to get something, and I can't get him to leave it alone.
I did hear a dog. I just didn't know where it came
Yeah,
from.
that's Max.
Oh
That's
my
why I
goodness.
was laughing a lot. He's trying to get something that's under my desk.
Another
Oh,
misunderstood song, "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Ooh,
We
ooh,
know exactly
ooh,
who let
ooh.
the dogs out.
do you know
Oh, I
what
let
that
the dogs
song's
out.
actually about?
Oh my god, is that on your list too?
It is. Who Let
Oh
the
my
Dogs Out by the Baha Men.
what's that one
Max,
about?
stop. Go. Get out.
If you look at the lyrics, you can clearly see what they are talking about. They are
I don't
bashing men. It's a
oh, see,
man bashing song.
I just know the chorus, that's it. I don't pay attention to
Can we clarify a little bit better? It's the bad man bashing song.
Right,
Maybe
right, right. Like they're
okay.
bashing the
throwing us
men
all
that
under the
like
bus.
they're bashing the men that like do the cat calls to the women walking down the street or
Hey, pretty lady.
yeah,
How you
yeah,
doing?
about the ones that run around behind their women and cheat on them, and stuff
Okay.
like
So
that. Yeah,
the bad men, the
Yeah.
men who sit there and wonder why they're 40 years old and they can't keep a woman and they're undesirable.
Oh, that's because I'm an asshole.
No, you're married. What the hell is this? That wasn't even a dig at you.
he's mine. What
That's
about
because they married a squirrel. That's why.
what about the song by Sarah McLachlan, "Angel"? You
What,
see
In
it
the
on
Arms of
the
the Angel?
Yes.
The angel, the
Yes.
one that they use for all the
Oh, the
SPCA.
animal ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to burst your
The
bubble,
donation
guys.
song.
Hate to burst bubbles here, but that song is actually about being like out of your mind on heroin.
Oh,
Oh yeah, a lot of songs are about drugs.
damn.
Tons of them.
I'm never gonna look at that song the same anymore. I'm gonna be like, ooh, I'm just gonna roll me some tar and listen to Angel by Sarah McLachlan. Anyway.
Let me just smoke this blunt real quick. Turn on the SPCA commercial.
I don't have any more that revolve around drugs, actually.
Oh, really? I
Really?
assumed a lot would be about
Well,
drugs.
And I'm sure a lot of them are, but you can blatantly tell that they are.
I just can't get over, fucking rolling a doobie and just turning on Sarah McLachlan.
Like, I'm gonna hear that. I'm gonna see that commercial and be like, we're talking about heroin. Okay.
Okay, the Police song, "Every Breath You Take." It is
It's
a
a
song about a
stalker.
stalker, yeah, but people are like, "Oh, that's such a great love song."
No!
It's
You listen to the
definitely about a
lyrics,
stalker.
it's a dude stalking you.
Definitely. I'm glad that we're on the same page on that one.
I mean, it's a good song. Like, I like singing it when it's on the radio, but if any dude gave that to me, I'd be like, dude, are you watching me while
Like-
I sleep?
I made this mixtape for you.
Let's talk about "Closing Time" by Semisonic.
Closing time.
Yep. What do you think it's about?
I have no idea. I only listened to that when I was like really stoned in high school.
Yeah, it's
so-
been a long time since I've heard it.
Closing time.
Got kicked
Gather
out of a
up your
bar.
coats and let you out into the world.
Is it
Yeah.
about mommies letting their children grow up?
No, it's actually about Dan Wilson, who was one of the people in Semisonic. He wrote that
Mhm.
song about the birth of his daughter. Can you name another song that is written to celebrate the birth of a daughter?
It Wasn't Me by Shaggy.
No.
I mean, that's all about conception of having a baby.
What about "Isn't She
Isn't
Lovely"
it?
by Stevie Wonder?
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful?
Every time I hear that, I just keep thinking of like children's pageants. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, like Here Comes Honey Boo Boo kind of children's pageants?
Yeah, like Miss
Wow, that
America
went
kind of nonsense.
really
you know?
far out.
I think of Glee because one of them sings it to
In-
somebody. But
Honey Boo Boo never crosses my mind until you said that.
You know what?
It's too far of a walk. She'd get tired.
Oh my god.
Unless there was some sketty, then she'd go get it.
do any of you know the song "Possession" by Sarah McLachlan? "Possession" was written from the viewpoint of a man obsessed with a woman. It was inspired.
What is up?
It was
What is
They're all crazy.
It was inspired by consistent fan letters from deranged fans who had concocted a fantasy in which they were already in a relationship with Sarah McLachlan. One of those fans
that for
actually
them.
sued her for rights to the song or for royalties because she used his love letters to write
Did
the
he
lyrics.
win?
He unalived himself before it went to
Oh.
trial.
Wow.
All right,
Well, that got
Interesting.
dark.
Yeah.
here's my next one. Since you
On
guys
a
let me.
lighter note.
So Assemblage 23 is like a 90s, early 2000 band. It's like some German singers, and they had this song that was made real famous called "Let Me Be Your Armor." And at first it sounds like a very like chivalrous kind of song, like let me be your protector, let me do that. But if you look at the lyrics closely to it, uh, it's actually a song about possession and control.
Ooh, dark.
It's not
Mm.
necessarily like in the sense that they're like trying to enslave the person per se, but when you look at the lyrics, it's uh it's showing the kind of selfish love that people have without knowing it. That when you're young and people get obsessed, you know what I mean, and they try to like go overboard and be somebody they're not and do all those things, and then they become real
Mm.
controlling, like only I can love you purely and all this kind of thing. How love can drive a person over the top. That's what the song is about. But a lot of people didn't realize that. I don't know why not. To me, it was pretty evident, but because like as the lyrics go on, it starts saying things like uh, let me take away the pain you feel, which you think, okay,
Hmm.
that sounds nice, right? But people have to understand pain. People have to go through life and have to work through it. It's not for you to shelter them. And then in the next series, it says, let me bind you with my selfishness. Let me
Mm.
keep you from the
Mhm.
experience you need.
Oof.
Like, so it's the intention may be pure in their mind, but that's not their action, right? They're doing more harm than good. So at first it comes off as I'm going to protect you, but then it's I'm going to shelter you, right? And that shelter turns into like a stifling lack of experience and depression.
Yikes.
So I have one. Hopefully, I doubt Chesh is gonna know who
Oh
CCR is.
god.
Okay. Credence Clearwater Revival.
Yep.
Remember,
So
Chesh is the baby of the group.
Yes, we'll revisit a couple of CCR songs later, but yes.
do you have Fortunate Son on here?
No, I actually have misheard song lyrics from them.
Oh, okay. Well, so like what is it? I isn't it on Forrest Gump, I think. So Fortunate Son is used a lot in like patriotic war movie stuff
Wait,
like that.
yeah, Born with a Silver Spoon in Hand, I think is the line or something like that.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
for Fortunate Son, the misunderstanding is that everybody thinks it's a patriotic song. It's actually a protest against the Vietnam War.
Oh.
Huh?
That makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's very cleverly worded to be protesting the Vietnam War, but people don't pay attention to it enough to realize that it's protesting the Vietnam War, not for the Vietnam War. So like when you see it in movies or you see like politicians using it and stuff
It's kind of
that are like,
ironic, isn't
oh,
it?
yeah,
The irony. You want to hear about another political song?
sure.
Imagine by John Lennon.
Oh God, imagine all the people.
Oh
Uh,
no, I actually like that song.
it's the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, and people don't realize that
Yeah. I
because
like that song too, Trish. Don't worry.
I do too, but I
Because like
also
Glee did a
understand.
really good job of like yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty much promoting communism.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
know, but Glee did such a good job.
uh,
Not promoting communism, but they did a great job.
Hey, okay, we're
I
not
feel
gonna
like I
get in
need
a
to clarify
political
that.
dispute right now.
while we're
I
on the
feel like
like
I need to
kind of
clarify
when we're kind of on the dark topics still, let's talk about
Okay.
Jump.
communism.
No, let's talk about Jump by Van Halen.
Oh God, how is that miss?
Jump, jump. Oh, maybe that's the wrong
No.
Do
song.
not tell me it's like promoting jumping off a bridge and
No,
committing
no, actually,
suicide.
it
Okay.
was written because David Lee Roth saw a story on the 5 o'clock news about a jumper, and he thought, well, what would happen if you actually told that person to jump?
They
Oh,
And
probably would
that's
have
where the
done it.
song came from.
oh God.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Do you guys know Like a Stone by Audio Slave?
Maybe.
Okay, so it's like so everybody thinks it's like a love song because he's sitting there, I'll wait for you like a stone. It's actually about him waiting to die.
Huh.
Yeah.
What about Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart?
I have that one on my list.
Yeah.
Stole it. It's mine.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
So,
actually thought of Jess when I figured out.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. So what? Go ahead.
well, the song, they're trying to come up with a love song, but it ended up being a vampire love song. The original title was Vampires in Love.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But they were, at the time, she was working on a musical for Nosferatu, and it was a other great vampire story. And then she came up with this vampire love song, but then changed it to be wider, appealing to the audience.
I thought that was interesting. Okay, at the beginning of the podcast, Jericho, you said something about a lot of songs were saying that were actually more dirty than people give them credit for,
Sure.
like Jack and Diane by
I do
John,
not. Yeah.
or by Mellencamp. I don't know if he was John Mellencamp at the time or Mellencamp, but no. Here's a little ditty about Jack and Diane. He actually had to rewrite that song before they would release it. So the version that we hear is not the original version that he had written. In the original version that he had written, Jack was a colored man. The song was originally about a biracial relationship.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that I like that actually. Oh.
Yeah, his producers wouldn't release it as it was originally.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can totally see how it was dirty and everything.
Sorry.
Yep.
I've got one.
What?
Uh, so ZZ Top. Anybody ever listen to ZZ Top?
Some.
Oh, Angela's dad is in ZZ Top from Bronze.
Listen to the song "Pearl Necklace" by them,
Oh
and
God, is it talking about like giving a girl a pearl necklace?
it is certainly talking about giving a girl a pearl necklace. But people kept thinking it was about an actual pearl necklace.
Oh no! See, as soon as I heard pearl necklace, I knew you were talking like dirty pearl necklace, not
That's
I'm
because
gonna
you're a
go to the
deviant.
jewel. Yeah, well, I know I am.
All right, how about Heart Shaped Box by Nirvana, which is actually one of my favorite songs.
What do people think heart shaped box is about?
I don't
'Cause
know.
if
What
it's
is it
anything,
about? What is it about?
I don't fucking remember. I haven't listened to heart shaped box in years.
All right, well, Kurt Cobain said he was inspired to write the song when watching a documentary about children with cancer. But,
Oh.
but, the lyric, "Hey, wait, I've got a new complaint," was about how he was perceived by the media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I liked.
Well, it's just
Nirvana.
like oh my god, what is the title of the song by Slipknot? Kill something or other. A lot of people sit there and think it's one thing when actually Corey Taylor wrote it about how he feels his relationship with music and the music industry.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, because they've got to have feelings, especially rising to stardom.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Jeez.
Slipknot is one of those where no one even knew what Corey Taylor looked like until he, fucking, oh my god, what other band does he lead sing in? Oh my god, I can't think. Like the whole persona of Slipknot was to sit there and just be like
the
these,
masks.
yeah, it's kind of like Kiss. No one knew what.
Yeah.
They had a crossover with them in Dead by Daylight and a couple other games too, where you could get their like masks and band T-shirts and stuff. It was weird.
Does anybody know what the Macarena was about?
I mean,
Isn't it a dance?
I mean,
I
it
mean, it's
had
all in a
lyrics, but if you
foreign
don't know Spanish,
language.
then it's not going to mean a lot.
Right. So Los Del Rio wrote the song. It's about a young woman that cheats on her boyfriend with two of his friends while he's enlisted in the army.
Wait, two?
Yes.
Double
She
Jody.
didn't just cheat on him with one. She cheated on him with two of his friends?
Yep.
Look, when
Wow.
you're equipped with extra ports, that means you can hold more Ethernet connections.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
Jericho.
What about
I'm-
Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls?
I'm trying to even think of that song right now.
Is actually a song about pregnant teens trying to figure out what to do about the pregnancy.
Well, we're all. Well, I would hope we were all. Never mind. Really, that ruins the song for me.
Why? It's a good song.
I don't want to think about pregnant teens.
Okay.
I don't think anybody
All
wants
right.
to think about pregnant teens.
I mean, you know, a category on Pornhub would disagree with you.
How do you know what I look at on Pornhub?
Uh, I didn't say you, but thanks for outing yourself.
I don't. Thank you very much.
What song do you have, Jericho?
So how about My Sharona by the Knack?
My Sharona.
What's that one about? I don't know what it's about.
So the vocalist Doug Feiger, during an interview, he had confessed that he had written a song about him pining for a 17-year-old girl named Sharona Alperin, uh, despite him being 7 years her senior at the time.
Okay.
That's why there's that part where it's never gonna stop, give it up, such a dirty mind, I always get it up for the touch of the younger kind.
Oh, ew.
There you go, pedo lyrics, everybody. Hey, brought it
What?
back.
In hindsight,
God.
in
I'm
hindsight
never
though,
gonna listen to that song again.
in hindsight though, if it was just 1 year later, it would be completely legal.
Yeah, but some
Well,
people
it
would still
also
be kind
depends
of.
on what state you live in too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 7 year difference isn't that big,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a large age difference, okay?
as long as everybody's legal.
Yes.
Okay. How about Midnight Rambler by the Rolling Stones?
I'm not familiar.
There's a lyric in it called "I'm called to hit and run, raper in anger, the knife sharpened tippy toe, or just to shoot 'em dead, brain bell jangler." He wrote it about the Boston Strangler, who murdered
Oh.
13 women in the 60s.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Well, what about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
I'm sure that's about a drug, right?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
It's actually about a drawing John Lennon's son did.
Hey, what about Lady Gaga? Poker Face.
Oh yeah.
Fuck her face. Fuck.
Fuck her face. Yep. There was something on
Sorry?
Instagram being like, I was this year old when I found out. And I was just
well,
like,
it
oh
was always
my
poker
god.
face.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I'm
you guys are talking
assuming-
about.
So this was part of my misheard lyrics, but a lot of people think it's fuck her face instead of poker face.
Oh, it's
But
Poker Face. Like,
I'm assuming like it's a guy talking about poking a girl's face with his penis.
no, that's the wrong kind of poke. It's Poker Face. Like poker. Like you're playing games.
Oh,
with
okay.
Poker.
Yeah.
And you have a poker face.
I don't have a poker face, but yes.
So that's what this song is called. It was actually about Lady Gaga's personal experiences with bisexuality.
Ooh.
Mhm.
But no, a lot of people think it's for some reason they think it's fuck her face instead of poker face.
I think
Who
that's
are these
because she
people
did
and what?
like she was going out on like tour and shit, and when she was doing this song, I think a lot of people started putting two and two together that because she would talk about it, about like the meaning of it and the whole bisexuality thing. So they started kind of doing that.
Well, this seems like a good segue into the misheard song lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we move on to those?
Well, if you guys would stop being dark, twisted perverts, I mean, geez.
Well, a lot of mine aren't dark and twisted.
I have some that are funny and some that are not. But
Same.
like, of course, there's the Star Spangled Banner, which I was really massively concerned that my husband had never heard the joke that they used for the Star Spangled Banner and misheard lyrics. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Not that I can think of.
You know how it starts with "Oh, say, can you see?"
Mm-hmm.
and people turn it into the joke of "Jose, can you see?"
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
racist
didn't know.
people.
or Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Right. I
Sorry,
don't have any idea where that came from.
I don't either. I just think it's funny as hell.
Right, and then what's the other one that I have? Oh, Benny and the Jets. Like nobody ever knows the lyrics for Benny
Benny
and the
and the
Jets.
Jets.
Benny, 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 and the Jets.
So, so those are the ones that people first talk about whenever they hear the topic of misheard song lyrics.
Well, so I did this growing up, because growing up, my dad was very eclectic with his music, and so I would listen to ABBA, and you know where it's like, feel the beat of the tambourine.
Which
What
which song?
Dancing Queen.
Oh, right.
Growing up, I would sing feel the beat on the tangerine
Or she would.
Nice,
instead of tambourine.
nice. All right. Okay.
Um, I don't know how people for Starship. We built this city. Yeah,
Are you
there
sure
are
that's
some
gonna go?
people who
I don't agree with this one.
hear we built this city on sausage rolls.
And I want to argue the
Yeah.
fact that that is an actual misheard lyric because there is a song that is written about sausage rolls. And
yeah,
Yeah.
but
we
how
built this
from
city
we
on
built
sausage
this
rolls.
But we built this city on rock and roll. How do you get rock and roll to sausage rolls?
I think those people are,
They both have roll at the end, and the
Well,
first part can be muffled.
That's true.
but there isn't.
Because you,
But there is a song about it, right? Sausage rolls. The
there
sausage
is a
rolls.
song about it, yes.
Yeah.
What,
So
Weird Al Yankovic wrote it?
No, it was
no,
a.
Oh,
It
it was
was
a British family that wrote it for raising food for British
money for
food
British
pantries.
food
oh,
pantries.
that's cool.
And they made the #1 song on
Song.
the
Hmm.
holiday
They
charts.
kept beating out Beyonce. It was
Cool.
funny. But
Like it's a real thing. Yeah.
so the thing is, if you've ever been in a car and listened on the radio, right? Car speakers are garbage most of the time by default. So like, there's lots of songs that can be misheard. Like there was one I used to purposely say wrong because I could never understand what the hell they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was the one where like it's they talk up, throw your hands up, you know. But I was because I thought they said like nothing can hold us or something was the actual lyric, but I always thought it sounded like ceiling hand holders
Oh,
because that's what
ceiling.
it sounded like
Okay. All
coming
right.
through the speaker. It was like just it's garbled and nonsense, and I was just like, okay,
All right. I have one, and I'm gonna sound really stupid because my son used to laugh at me all the time.
okay.
Fallout Boy. Sugar, we're
Uh-huh.
going down.
Okay, is it the I'll be your number one with the bullet, loaded god, complex cock and pull it?
No. No.
Oh, okay. Most people think it's a loaded gun complex, but it's loaded god.
Okay, I can totally see that, but no, I for the longest time, I don't know why. Maybe because it flew, like just flowed off the tongue. We're going down, down in a merry-go-round.
I could see that.
Yeah, in a merry-go-round. I
Um,
have this clip too.
What's the actual lyric?
In an
we're
earlier
going down,
round.
down in an earlier round, and sugar, we're going down swinging.
Ah, boxing metaphor. Got it.
Do you hear how I said earlier round?
Yeah,
I for the
could
longest
see
time
where.
thought it was merry-go-round.
No, I could see where you thought it was merry-go-round. I was a big Fallout Boy fan, so.
Well, I mean, so was I, but still, I heard it wrong.
Well, it's just like growing up. My dad was a huge Beatles fan, so like we were always listening to the Beatles and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I can see now where, like, after listening to it, especially on like my dad's records, where I want to hold your hand. It really did, listening on a record player, sound like I want to hold your ham.
I want to hold your ham too, Jesse.
I want to hold your ham.
Jesse,
I
will
don't
you
know,
let
like
me hold your ham?
You can hold my ham.
Oh, babe.
yeah, I think that has to do more with speakers still, because like I
Well,
think
yeah, but
records
off of a
sound way
record.
better than digital.
Well, yeah, but like my dad had like these really old beat up speakers and stuff like we would listen to. So we all know Adele's Chasing Pavements,
Yes,
right?
I have an Adele song too, but yes, yep.
So the first time I like cuz I was just like dozing off the first time I ever listened to this song, and I swore she sat there and said, "Or should I keep chasing penguins?"
Chasing penguins.
And I was like, "Yes, let's chase penguins!" And everybody was looking at me, and they're like, "What?" I was like, "She said let's keep chasing penguins."
Chasing penguins.
And they're like, "No, it's just keep chasing pavements." I was like, "No, penguins!"
And now it must be penguins.
Oh,
That's all I'm
wishful
gonna hear
thinking.
now.
I sent you a penguin video.
Or
Did you get it?
what is
Yes.
it? Cannibal by what is it? Kesha. Is it some people keep mistaking it for something else, and I can't remember what it is. But like during her like the chorus part of it, when she's repeating a bunch of words, it's like catnipple or something like that.
Catnipple?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be cannibal, and people were like catnipple, catnipple.
Okay, what about All of Me by John Lennon? Legend. John Legend, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I
Okay.
said his name wrong. I
Wow.
know, I said his name wrong. Sorry. All of Me by John Legend.
All of me.
Right. My head's underwater, but I'm. For the longest time, I thought he said was
My
breathing
head's
fire.
underwater, but I'm breathing fine.
Right, I heard fire for the longest time.
I did too. That's not.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you
Yeah.
people?
And I was like,
Well-
how the hell are you breathing fire if your head's underwater? I don't get it. I don't get it.
He has superpowers. What's to not understand?
I don't
I
get it.
So you guys all know Culture Club. Was it Culture Club?
Are you talking about the dude dressed like a Rainbow Bright doll?
Yes, I loved him. Like I wanted to look like him so bad in high school because he just gave no fucks. So the song's called Karma Chameleon.
Yeah.
Chameleon.
See, I thought it was just comma. Like I didn't know it was karma.
Comma chameleon. Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
You
So
think he was
Come and
masturbating a
go.
chameleon in that song?
No!
Come and
Come and
go.
You heard it here,
Love
folks.
every day.
Jess is all
What's
things.
wait. What's the next part though?
I don't know. That's what I tried to figure
which
out, and then
part of-
everyone started talking and doing
okay,
something
so
else.
comma,
Come a
chameleon. You
chameleon.
come and go. You come and go. Loving would be easy if you only.
If your colors were like my dreams.
Yep, thank you.
Red,
Red,
gold,
gold,
and
and green. Red, gold, and green. Yes.
Listen, I just know the colors. I didn't claim to know the rest of the song.
Say You Love Me by Fleetwood Mac, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
So the line is, I'm begging you for a little sympathy. But I always hear, I'm begging you for a little sip of tea.
Aw.
Like, just on a systematic level, how do you even think these things work?
I don't know. I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan, so.
Apparently.
Rolling in the Deep by Adele.
Okay.
Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your. It's shit bare, right? Shit.
What?
I'll lay your shit bare.
I don't know.
I guess.
Shit bears.
Do we have any Adele fans in here?
Not
No,
really.
not
I know, good.
particularly.
I like
Okay.
Adele.
I like
Okay.
her as an artist. She's fantastic, but yeah. other than
Okay.
that-
Here's the line.
Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your shit bare.
So,
Let the beating.
so
I
what
like,
is?
Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your shit bare.
For the longest time, I heard ship.
Play it again.
Go
I can see
ahead
how
and
some
sell
people
me
could
out
mistake
and
it as
I'll
ship,
lay your shit bare.
but she says it fairly quickly.
I hear ship too. Like I can see where you heard ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ethnic ears that I have. I hear.
You hear
Okay,
shit?
so
Yeah, I hear shit because that's how they because it's how you speak. You know, when you have a certain tone to your voice. It's like if you ever
Okay.
heard somebody from Wisconsin, they just sound like,
Wisconsin.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, don't you know?
No,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
don't
no,
ya
no.
know?
Oh no. You do not label Wisconsin like Minnesotan. No.
Well, same thing.
Okay,
No,
Mister. Okay, Mister. I can hear lyrics perfectly. Listen to this and tell me what the hell they say here. You ready?
I'm just your average kid next door. I play in simple misery.
What'd she say?
Uh, that was kind of a bad version, but I think it's something I play next door, and then something play it again because I was focused on two different parts of the
I'm
lyric.
just your average kid next door. I play in simple misery.
I'm sure I was playing from next door
It's I'm a
and kin from something.
I'm just your average
I'm just your average kid next door.
kid
Okay.
next door. I play in simple misery.
Playing in simple misery?
Play a simple mystery. And again, that is Caucasian music, man. I said
Um,
ethnic ears.
actually, this is contemporary Christian music, and it is a plain, simple mystery.
Oh.
But
Nope.
A
I,
mystery is who
Yeah.
I
thought
still
she
can't
could
hear it. I still cannot hear a plain, simple mystery.
No,
I can
just
hear
your
it, but she
average
sounds
kid
like
next door.
Wisconsin,
I
Minnesota.
play in simple misery.
She says mystery weird.
She says Missouri. It's almost like she's trying to be uh, like Rastafarian, like elongating vowels in the middle of a word for no reason. That's instead of saying Mistery,
Uh huh.
it's
Yeah.
Miss Furry. Like she's just taking out the T and it's Missouri.
What
So
about? Sorry, go ahead.
we know We Didn't Start the Fire, right? By
We
Billy
didn't
Joel.
start the
I
fire.
Fire.
didn't fart, you liar.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Cause my bells were
do we
turning.
want the misheard lyrics first, or do we want the correct lyrics?
The misheard.
Okay, so the misheard lyrics are bacon making, Palestine, we love torture, Sally Ride. And so what
Mm.
the correct lyrics are Bagan, Bagan, Reagan, Palestine, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride.
Okay.
So I can hearing it, I can see why people think it's bacon making Palestine, we love torture, Sally Ride.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to get a lot of those lyrics in that song.
Oh, I mean, how fast he fucking does it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love him. But yeah, that's a tough one. Um uh what about going back to CCR?
Mm-hmm.
Bad Moon Rising?
I've been.
Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Now we all know that there's a bad moon on the rise.
Yep.
See,
But
growing up though, at that part of the song, I thought it was there was a bad man on the right.
or there's a bathroom on the right.
Yeah, that's bad moon all day long. There's no
Yeah.
room in there.
Do you know the Gin Blossoms? Do you listen to the Gin Blossoms, Jess?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever
Are they
heard Hey Jealousy?
Maybe. Yep, I know. Okay.
For the longest time, I thought, before I actually knew the title of the song, I thought he was talking to Hey Chelsea.
okay?
Mm.
I guess I
can
can
see it.
kind of see
Yeah.
that one a little bit. I mean,
Hey Chelsea. Hey Chelsea. I just couldn't, I didn't understand. Didn't understand.
Okay, we all know who ELO is, right?
Familiar, yes.
Doesn't sound familiar now.
Electric Light Orchestra.
The name sounds familiar, but I still can't.
Don't
Like-
Bring Me Down.
Don't bring me down,
Bruce.
Bruce.
I thought it was Goose instead of Bruce for the longest time. Don't bring me down, Goose.
I guess they would sing that in Top Gun.
I know, right?
How about Sarah Borealis?
Oh God, yeah. I know some of her music.
I don't know her, but I know her sister Aurora.
Aurora Borealis.
Ha, 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 ha. King of Anything.
Okay.
Agree, you are not me.
Who cares if you disagree?
Uh-huh.
You are not me.
That is what she says.
Yeah.
But I always heard you annoy me.
I mean,
That's
It's the
the
same
remix
thing.
introvert edition.
Agree, you are not me.
You annoy me.
If you were
Sorry, I
a
would have more to add to
Wisconsin,
this.
Minnesotan,
I don't know these songs, so just
Oh.
listening.
Well, that's why I'm playing them, so you can actually hear the mishearings. What about Blank Space? Do you know Blank Space?
You will know me.
King of Anything. Chess, do you know Blank Space by Taylor Swift?
I do, but like not in detail. I don't listen to a lot of Taylor Swift music.
The song sounds familiar. I can't think of the lyrics though.
Got a long list of ex-lovers.
They'll tell you I'm insane.
Right. What is that she says there?
I got a long list of ex-lovers.
Right. You know, on the internet, a lot of people always say that she has a lonely Starbucks lovelies. All the
What?
lonely
Oh, geez,
Starbucks
sorry.
lovers.
Got a
I
long
love
list
lovely
of
Starbucks
ex-lovers.
lovelies.
I can hear it actually though.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what the
And-
internet says.
and the internet is always right.
Yeah, sure.
But I know it's got a list of a long list of ex lovers. Yeah. That one I actually heard correctly. You got any more, Jess?
Negative.
Negative?
Negative, I do not.
Negatorado.
Okay, so I watched a streamer. His name is Semper Turtle,
I do too.
and
Yep, Sep.
you'll recognize this.
This is Semper Turtle.
No,
Yes, it is.
no, Sempiternal.
Oh.
I call him
Oops.
Sep.
The song is actually Shadow Moses by Bring Me the Horizon, and they say this is Sempiternal.
Oh, I always heard it as.
Yes, that
No, I feel stupid.
No, don't. He does that on purpose. Semper Turtle has this on his web as his part of his stream because the misheard song lyric sounds like this is Semper Turtle. Even knowing the word, I still hear Semper Turtle.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Semper Turtle.
Yeah, but it's actually Sempiternal, which is one word.
Hmm.
Crazy, right? And he'll tell you that too when he plays that soundbite on his stream. He'll tell you what it is. I got that one specifically from him. So yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit, right? And that song, they're definitely a screamo band, and I couldn't understand anything else they said in that song.
I
Really?
can't
Yeah.
like any screamo I've ever listened to because Jesse, you shared some with me before, or like giving me like titles and shit, and I'll look into them and I'm like, I can't understand a single word that's being said. Stop screaming at me. I don't get it. It sounds like it hurts. That's
It does
like
sound
a-
like it hurts, and sometimes
So-
I can hear it, but
So the
this one-
difference is so what it is what a lot of misconception with like screamo or death metal is that they're like, oh, it hurts. They train themselves. They actually use, and I found this out yesterday thanks to Sean, is they use the lower part of their throat, and it's
Yeah.
more air than actually like volume, so it makes it sound louder. And a lot of times you'll notice their mic is like literally like in their mouth. It's to make it even louder,
Mhm.
because if it's not done right, like the lead singer of Cradle of Filth, he's ripped his vocal cords many times
Ooh.
because
When
he
you do it wrong.
chooses well, he chooses to do it wrong because of the fact it has the tone he wants for that very specific part of his music. So he knows the risk as he's going into it.
Yep. Mhm.
But like if you have people like Corey Taylor or any of the bigger bands that are big that scream, they do it properly so they don't rip their vocal cords.
It still sounds like it hurts. I don't care. But I understand the technique. Yeah. Yep. So if nobody's got anything else, Tess, do you have any?
I don't.
You don't have any
You
songs that
guys
you've
pretty
misheard?
much hit. No, because here's the thing is I danced for 12 years and we got taught to listen to the music and we got taught like specific cues and words like to listen for on specific songs. So I tend to listen to stuff very carefully. Or like if I sit there and go, "Whoa, wait a minute, what the?" I'll listen back to it or I'll look into the lyrics. But none of them have been like overly like out there, like Hold Me
Yeah.
Closer when it's supposed to be Tiny Dancer and everyone goes Tony Danza. That's one of my favorite ones.
Do you hear a lot of people saying the rain sounds like Lorraine?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's all the way that they pronunciate for songs too. So yeah. Well, Jericho, do you have any more?
No, that was all I had.
Okay. So then I guess that's going to be it for today's podcast. Would like to thank everybody for joining us.
Like, follow, subscribe, leave comments.
Let us know what your misheard song lyrics are or your lesser known song meanings. That would be neat to see some of those.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And don't forget to join the Discord.
And tell us if you'd like the unedited version of this cuz I'm sure a lot of stuff's going to get taken out.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff will be.
So tell us if you want to hear us singing and humming and all that shit cuz I'm sure a lot of that's going to get taken out.
Censorship.
Yeah.
Down with Iran.
And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.